Hi guys, and welcome back to Tesla Electron. Keith here. Well, I thought I would try a live stream today, and I'm going to have a go at using OBS, and we'll see how that works out. I had a bit of issues trying to get the audio working, so if anyone is watching and you see my audio not working, please let me know. So I thought I'd talk today three main things. I want to talk about Tesla shares, where I think they're going to go. And I also want to talk about my service. I'll talk about that in a moment. And I also want to talk about my favorite YouTube Tesla content providers. There's quite a number of them, but I'm sure most of you have heard of them. If you haven't, I would really suggest that you go and have a look at their content. I've put the links to their main pages in the description of this stream, so feel free to go and have a look at them. Just to note, I do subscribe to some of those people and I support them either through Patreon or through other means, either on YouTube or other things, just to let you know. So Tesla finished today at 891.14, just 15% down from yesterday. It wasn't too bad, but I tell you, it's on a discount, don't you think? It's on a discount. So I really think that Tesla at the moment is completely discounted. My bear case for Tesla is in the next 2 to 3 years, $3,000 bear case. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion, as I said in the disclaimer earlier. And so I believe, I suspect that Tesla at a bear case will end up at $3,000 a share or more. And certainly by 2030, 2031, I'm looking at somewhere between $10,000 and $12,000 a share. Now, that's not to say that they won't do other splits like they did in August of 2020. They did a 5-for-1 split. Yes, thank you, Tesla. And that will make it easier for people like myself, retail investors, to get more Tesla stock. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think that they will do that more and more, not for my sake or not for retail investors or not for Wall Street, certainly, but for their employees, because they remunerate their employees with Tesla stock, which is a fantastic thing, just absolutely brilliant. So the other thing I want to talk about as well is Aunt Kathy, of course, is buying Tesla again. That's what she bought on the 1st, and this is what she bought on the 2nd. So on the 1st, they purchased 7,132 shares of Tesla. And then, of course, on the 2nd, they purchased another 1,931 in the Ark K ETF. Fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, it's a great thing for Ark to be doing. They did sell off a few Tesla shares when they hit the 1200. That was probably a smart move on their part. They sold off some of the Tesla shares, and then, of course, they've bought in again low. Very smart cookies there. Now back to here, and of course, I'm just using Yahoo Finance just to check that. You can go and have a look at the charts. But one of the things I wanted to have a look at on the chart was the 5-year chart. I just thought it's really important when you're looking at any of these things to zoom out. I'm just going to grab the 5-year chart here, just so we can have a look at it. Have a look at this. This is the Tesla 5-year chart. That's just absolutely insanity. Look back here, 2019, 2019, 30, 40, $50. Personally, this is where I got in, down here. And of course, look where we are now. I still believe that Tesla is a bargain price, but that is my opinion completely. Now, where do I gather my information about Tesla and about where I think it's going? I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, so therefore I need as much help as I can get. So I look to other people who may have a more in-depth knowledge of how Tesla work. So in that, I want to talk about some of my favorite YouTube content creators who provide details about Tesla. And I want to start with my homegrown friends, and that is my first one here is the Electric Viking, Sam Evans. Now, Sam Evans comes from Melbourne in Victoria of Australia, and Sam has done amazing work on this channel. It is amazing. Like Sam will do sometimes 2 or 3 live stream, sorry, 2 or 3 videos a day. It's just amazing. You know, shout out to Sam, man. You're doing a fantastic job, and I love your content. Sam has a background, as you can see, clearly in marketing, but that doesn't negate what he is saying about Tesla. He does plenty of research, and I think that's the main thing. You don't have to be a professional to do the research. You can still do the research. Most of the information is available online. That's Sam Evans. Tesla Tom. Tesla Tom's one of my favorite Australian YouTubers. This is Tesla Tom's ludicrous feed. And he does a Thursday night live stream as well, which is very good. And I got some very good information from Tom concerning my nano coating or my the coating for the vehicle, which was great. I watched that particular live stream. It was very good. And Tom also talks a lot about full self-driving and those sorts of things. And he gives a lot of information about things like, you know, accessories and things like that. I really like Tom's channel. Tesla Australia. Tesla Australia, his name's Adam. He lives fairly close to me somewhere on the coast somewhere. So I like Adam's channel. He talks a lot about autopilot and full self-driving, and his channel is excellent also. Then we move on to the more international people like Dave Lee. Dave Lee on investing. Mate, what this guy talks about is quite amazing. Again, it's not investment advice, and Dave says that up front. But the people he talks to and the content that he provides on Tesla stock, where it's going and why it's going there. He did a video a couple of days ago on S-curves and how S-curves work. I found that really helpful. And then he showed on a follow-up video how S-curves, Tesla has multiple S-curves underway. Watch the video. It's one of these 4 here. I think I can't remember exactly which one it is, but any of these are pretty good. He talks a lot with Emmett Potts, I think, is one of his contributors. He's spoken with Sandy Monroe, as you can see there. Very, very good. He talked a bit about TeslaBot. And TeslaBot is going to be just absolutely huge. And I can see that being bigger than the car industry, period. It's going to be a game changer for our society. And there's plenty of videos out there on TeslaBot. So Dave Lee is one of my favorite guys when it comes to the numbers, and so when Tesla does their earnings calls and their numbers, Dave goes through the whole lot, and it's just fantastic. I really recommend his channel. It wouldn't be right without talking about Tesla Daily. Rob Mara, I think his name is Mara. I can't say his name properly. Sorry, my apologies, Rob. But I watch Rob's channel every day, uh, pretty much without fail, because Rob does in-depth analysis of the numbers. He does in-depth analysis of what's going on with Tesla and what's happening. So I really like Rob's channel. As I say, I watch his channel pretty much every single day. Whenever he puts up a video, he's been unwell. Get well soon, Rob. I think he has lost his voice at one point there, but I think he's back now. He's back now. Yeah, he addressed this thing about Biden and the US. I'm not a US citizen and I'm not a US person, so it's no skin off my nose, but it sort of does my head in a little bit when I'm trying to understand what the thinking is behind that. Um, saying that GM has led, they didn't. It's clearly the whole world can see that Tesla is leading the electrification of transportation into the 21st century and beyond, most likely. So I don't know what they think they're achieving by doing that. To me, everyone knows it's not true. I suppose the thinking is if you say it enough, lots of people who don't know will think that it's true. But anyway, Rob does a really good video there on that whole thing about the White House. I suggest you have a look at that. These guys here, now you know, with Jack and Jesse. Sorry, I was going to say Jack and Jesse. That sounds wrong to me. Zach and Jesse. Sorry about that, guys. They're very good. Their videos are long, but they do have a clips channel as well that you can go to and watch their clips, their shortened clips. I really recommend their channel if you want to know in-depth stuff about Tesla. They have a Patreon as well, and they have multiple tiers of Patreon. I'm a supporter, and I think that they do a fantastic job, and they bring fantastic content to the Tesla community, of which I consider myself a part, and I just think that they are one of the best channels for Tesla news on the internet. Hyperchange with Galley Russell. I really like Galley. He speaks a little quick for me, but nevertheless, he's got a lot of information to pump through, and so yep, Galley, he does a fantastic channel, and he talks a lot about Tesla and about what they're doing, and I'm always very impressed with what Galley does online. This next guy is a new fellow, Faraz Mesbah. If I've got your name wrong, buddy, I apologize. But he's fairly new. Now, he's an ex Tesla employee. So what makes him, he's got a very unique perspective on Tesla, and I really quite like him. He did a conversation the other day with Stephen Mark Ryan from Solving the Money Problem, and that was very good too. We'll talk about him in a moment, but I quite like Farzad's channel. He's got a very laid-back approach, and he seems very personable. His channel content is excellent, and again, I'm quite impressed with what he's done there. Now, he had one of his videos recently. He talked about why Tesla did a stock split, and I really suggest you go and watch that video. It's a complete eye-opener as to why Tesla did a stock split. And he's basically saying it's not for us, it's not for Wall Street, certainly not. It's for their employees, because their employees get reimbursed, sorry, not reimbursed, they get some remuneration as part of their package in Tesla shares. And of course, that comes out of their income each week. And then when they've got enough, they go and buy more Tesla shares. And of course, if the Tesla shares get too expensive, their employees struggle to buy more shares. So Farzad talks about that, and it's a very unique perspective. I really like his channel, and I know he's only new, but as you can see, he's growing amazingly. 16,000 subscribers already. I don't think he's been going a year yet. Well done, just well done. Then, of course, we go to E for Electric. E for Electric's a great little channel. It's got Alex Guberman. He's very good. I really like Alex's approach to Tesla. Well, he's EV, so he's not just Tesla. Alex started out as a Tesla channel, and he's moved from that to being more than just Tesla. And I like to watch his channel because he talks about more than just Tesla. And if we want to see the electrification of transportation across the planet, we desperately need to see more than just Tesla involved in that process. So I quite like his channel. And he has Sandy Monroe on once a month as a contributor, which is very good. He spoke to Rich Rebuilds recently, which was excellent. It was a very good video. But he's had Sandy Monroe on here quite a number of times. Anyone who knows anything about Tesla knows about Sandy. He is the guru of gurus when it comes to engineering and car manufacturer. And he also has a channel. We'll talk about that in a moment. Solving the money problem. Stephen Mark Ryan. Stephen Mark Ryan does a fantastic YouTube channel on Tesla stock. His insights are quite remarkable, in my humble opinion. Not that my opinion means much, but Stephen, I should say, does a fantastic job in teasing out all the intricacies of where Tesla is, where it's been, and where it's going. Fantastic. He's an acquired taste. Let me put it that way. He's an acquired taste. He says things that most people aren't going to say. Now, if you're sensitive to those kinds of things, I would suggest not going to his channel, because he will just say it as he sees it, and he can be sometimes offensive to some people. So I really like him. I think he's really good. And he says what he means, and he means what he says. And he is all in on Tesla. And I think that says a lot. He's got his money where his mouth is, and he's willing to share that insight with the rest of us in the Tesla community. And he's done some very, very deep dives into the Tesla numbers and where it's likely to go. So I love it. I just think it's one of my favorite channels. Last but not least is Sandy Monroe. Sandy Monroe is from the car industry in general, and his company mostly does tear downs. They pull down EVs, all the different types of EVs, and they show how well they've been engineered and or not. So Sandy in the early days was a critic in some ways of Tesla and how they were built. That has changed. I think Tesla has come up to speed with their engineering and their build quality. My Tesla Model 3, its build quality is excellent. There's a slight raise at the back on the what I call the boot. So, but other than that, it's very good build quality. The paintwork still could do with some work, I think, but other than that, it's good. But Sandy talks about that in depth. Like he goes into this stuff and he talks about the whole industry and where it's going. He was the first person I saw talking about the castings for the rear and the front of a vehicle. And he goes through in one of his very earlier videos. I don't know if I can find it here, but certainly in one of his earlier videos, he talks about casting and that was a smart move. So yeah, I really do suggest his channel if you've got any interest in engineering. Um, Recently, Sandy's been talking about the fact that they need more engineers. If you're an engineer and you've got really good skills, maybe that's a place for you. So they're all of my favorite YouTube channels that talk about Tesla and Tesla stock. There are others that I watch, but I predominantly I don't have enough hours in the day to watch everybody, but I do watch a heck of a lot of YouTube. Probably my number one source of information is YouTube. I'm pretty discerning as far as the people I listen to. There's plenty of other people out there talking about shares and stocks and various things like that. Some of them I like to listen to lots of different viewpoints. I think it's really important to get different viewpoints from lots of different people. I think that's a real key in any decision-making process. And so the more you can know about a topic, the better the decision you can make. So the more you know about Tesla, if you've got Tesla shares or you would like to buy them, then the more you know about the company and the more you know about how they're put together, the more you know about their numbers, the more you know about where it potentially could go. I mean, it could go to nothing tomorrow, but that's probably not likely. They're more likely to go up than it is to go down. That's not to say stock markets do go up, they do go down, all of those kinds of things. So I think that they have got some big, big things in store. The battery side of things for Tesla is just going to be huge, absolutely huge. And so I suspect that we're going to see even more production from Tesla moving forward. And so it's pretty exciting. I think once they're 6480s, they've started to produce those. They're now in some of the Model Ys in some of the car parks around some of the factories. So we're starting to see the beginning of that transition into those. Now, I think that mostly they're going to use LFP batteries, lithium iron phosphate. I suspect that that will be the case for most standard range vehicles. But certainly LFP batteries are going to be the number one storage medium moving forward. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that there is that you liked it and that you found it helpful. And that if you did, that you would like, share, and subscribe, of course, down below there. Just put in any comments. I'd really love to know if you've got a Tesla and what you thought about your Tesla, and whether you think that you love your Tesla or whether you think that it was not what you were expecting, or was it more than you were expecting? If you could comment below, that would be awesome. And of course, until next time, I will keep. Until next time, happy charging, and I'll see you next time. Bye.